Dawson Toys Limited produces a toy called the Maze. The company has recently established a standard cost system to help control cost and has established the following standards for the Maze toy. The direct material requirement is 6 microns per toy at 50 cents per micron. The direct labor requirement is 1.3 hours per toy at $8 per hour. During the month of July, the company produced 3,000 Maze toys, and production data for the month are as follows. Our direct materials were 25,000 microns were purchased at a cost of 48 cents per micron. Of these microns, 5,000 were still in ending inventory at the end of the month. Notice, since the amount purchased is not equal to the amount used, we're going to break our materials variance down into two parts, one based on the quantity purchased and one based on quantities used. Our direct labor requirements were 4,000 direct labor hours were worked at a cost of $36,000. Let's go ahead now and compute our direct material and quantity variances for July and our direct labor rate and efficiency variances. Let's begin by calculating our standard quantity allowed for direct materials. We had 3,000 toy mazes at 6 microns per toy. Our standard quantity allowed would be 18,000 microns. For direct labor, we have our 3,000 mazes times 1.3 direct labor hours per maze, or a total of 3,900 direct labor hours. Let's go ahead and pick up our actual quantities used. Our actual quantity used was 20,000 microns. We were told we purchased 25,000 and 5,000 were left in ending inventory. Our standard quantity was 18,000 microns should have been allowed for 3,000 mazes, which we calculated above. Let's go ahead now and calculate our variances for our materials price variance and our materials quantity variance. And again, notice since the amount purchased doesn't equal the amount used, we have separate variances for that center column. Our actual quantity times our actual price gives us $12,000 that we actually spent on materials. 25,000 microns at our standard price of 50 cents per micron should have cost us $12,500. In terms of actual quantity used, our 20,000 actual quantity multiplied by our 50 cents standard price per micron would have given us $10,000, and at standard 18,000 microns times 50 cents would have given us $9,000. Our price variance then is the difference between the $12,500 and the $12,000, or $500, and this is a favorable variance since our 48 cents per micron price is less than our standard price of 50 cents. Our quantity variance is the $1,000 difference, and it is unfavorable since our actual quantity of 20,000 microns is greater than our standard quantity allowed of 18,000. Moving on to our labor variances. Our actual or standard hours allowed would have been 3,900, which we calculated above. And we can back into an actual rate, which will be useful for evaluating whether our rate variance is favorable or unfavorable. If we take our total labor cost of $36,000 and divide it by our 4,000 actual hours, we get an actual labor rate of $9 per hour. Our 4,000 hours times our standard rate of $8 an hour gives us 32,000. Our standard hours of 3,900 direct labor hours times our standard rate gives us 31,200. Our rate variance then is the difference between our 36,000 and our 32,000, and it's $4,000. And again, it's an unfavorable variance because our actual rate of $9 an hour was greater than our standard rate of $8 an hour. From an efficiency perspective, we have an unfavorable $800 variance because our actual hours is greater than our standard hours. The total variance then is the combination of our 4,000 rate variance and our $800 efficiency variance. Our total variance is $4,800 unfavorable variance. And again, this is because our actual labor cost of $36,000 is greater than our standard cost of $31,200. We can't combine our material price variance and our material quantity variance since the actual amount purchased did not equal the amount used.